Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're getting your week off to a good start. So this week is Geek Week for Netflix, and there are also continuing Snyder School episodes coming out. And so one of the, I think it's on the last episode that just was released today, right after they talked to Zach and Deborah for Geek Week for a little bit on Netflix. There's this new episode is about Zach talking about building a cinematic world or universe. And if you haven't watched these episodes of Snyder School on the Netflix Film Club channel, I highly recommend you do so. It's really cool. Lots of cool stuff. And I always like listening to Zach talk about his movies, but it's cool to see him kind of go into more deep dives on like technical things or just being on that, getting an inside look at those aspects of making a movie. So during this part of talking about Easter eggs and building a cinematic world, Zach brings up one of the biggest Easter eggs that us fans, still talk about today from Man of Steel, and that is the open pod in the Kryptonian scout ship that Kal-El finds. So let's hear what Zach had to say about that.
It's always fun, like, what if the crash in the Superman ship, that is whatever thousands of years ago, a Kryptonian scout ship crashed on Earth. Everyone died in the crash. One of the crashes is open and the person's gone. So you're saying that there's a Kryptonian here on Earth somewhere other than Superman. Among my fans, it's like a question I get all the time. Who was in the crash? I have a pretty good idea who was in the crash, but I don't know if we'll ever know. I don't know if I'll ever say.
Okay, we'll do one more.
So I didn't play it from the beginning because in the beginning he's talking more about Army of the Dead, which is what the Snyder School episodes are about. But I just wanted to play that part really quickly when he's talking about Man of Steel. And he says, I have a pretty good idea of who's in it. I don't know if we'll ever find out. I don't know if I'll ever say. There's been so many fan theories pretty much ever since Man of Steel came out. I think probably the most popular fan theory is like Kara or a Supergirl character, but Zach finally not too long ago said that it's not Kara, but it's someone, obviously. And he knows who he has in mind who it would be, obviously, because I don't think if he didn't have an idea who it would be, I don't think there'd be a reason to keep it a secret. And people, like, down to this day, like he said, fans still want to know who was in the pod and got away. And why weren't the other Kryptonians able to get away? Or is this Kryptonian still on Earth? Are they still alive somewhere? I mean, that was like tens of thousands of years ago, so I'd be kind of surprised if that Kryptonian was still alive. I mean, here on Earth, it's possible, I guess, depending on how Zach really wanted to, what he had in mind for as far as like how long Kryptonians could live either on Krypton or on Earth. Obviously, this Kryptonian they were somewhere on Earth for at least a time. And they made it, I've always said this when this subject comes up, it was a very obvious Easter egg. They made it very obvious to show that this pod was open to, let you know that there was a Kryptonian on Earth somewhere. Since Zach kind of shot down the Kara theory, I don't know who else it could be. But it must be someone that would have some kind of significance or importance, because like I said, I don't see why it would be a big secret all these years. Of course, these theories became even, started kind of reviving, I guess you could say, are coming up a lot again when we knew that we were going to get the Snyder Cut because of the history lesson battle when, there's Green Lanterns there and all of the ancient, the Amazons are there before they when they were still here part of the Earth, not on Themyscira yet. The Atlanteans were there before they descended down into Atlantis. So kind of, because of how long ago it happened and because of who else was there, it all made a lot of us wonder, would a Kryptonian be there? Especially because when Steppenwolf said that there's no Kryptonian to protect them, we have wondered, was there supposed to be a Kryptonian there? I mean, if you have seen the Snyder Cut, which I'm sure most of you have by now, if you're watching this video, is that there was no obvious signs of a Kryptonian being in that battle. I think if there was, probably someone by now would have caught on to it if there was like some kind of Easter egg or something. But if there was a Kryptonian on Earth at that time, if it was around, you know, the same time that the Kryptonians came, you know, crash landed on Earth, would they have known about that battle? Or who, you know what I mean? It brought up a lot of those things. So now that Zack said it's not Kara, but did you guys have any other ideas who it might be? I really don't know. I don't know who else it could be that would, you know, Zack would want to hold on to for all these years and possibly never tell us. I don't know what it would take for him to tell us. I think maybe if he knew with 100% certainty that he was not going to get to continue in any way with the Snyderverse, maybe then he would tell us so we could finally know. But I think he's holding on telling us just because he still doesn't know what's going to happen for sure. And like he said in the Tyrone Magnus interview recently, let's see what happens with Discovery. He doesn't know what's going to happen moving forward in the future. So I think in the case that he does get to continue at some point down the line, he doesn't want that to be spoiled, because obviously he put it in there for a reason from the very beginning, to hopefully maybe later address it at some point. So I think maybe he doesn't want to spoil it for that reason. But let me know if you guys have any ideas who could be besides Supergirl that was, you know, a Kryptonian that was on Earth at one point or is on Earth maybe still. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching. Check out the links in the description. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And if you are new to the channel and you like my this video, or you've checked out my other videos, subscribe if you would like to. And we'll see you guys next time.